2016, no need for introduction. We in here back with another death match, ladies and gentlemen. Now, understand this. This is a milestone for me. This video should have been come a long time ago, but my death matches came, unfortunately, a bit sporadically. This is the last of my original 30 death matches that I came up with. Now, a couple of them had to get scrapped along the way. It is what it is. That's how life be sometimes. Especially when you do the research. But that doesn't mean the death matches stop. Far from it. I have so many other ideas. Others have given me suggestions along the way and whatnot. And so I came up with some things, you know. And from here on out, you got some classic debates, okay? Some straight fire stuff, okay? Some unique ones, and that I know I'm the only one that came up with. Same format, ain't nothing changed, but we still bringing in more and hopefully more frequently. I know I say that, but it is what it is. Things come up, life comes up. I got a lot of video content to talk about, so we coming in here once again. Coming from the left side, though, we got one of the most famous superheroes of all time, one of the most likable superheroes. In fact, finally he getting some love on the small screen and big screen. This man is a true icon in of itself, the icon of the all speedsters. Not the fastest technically, but the one who changed the game. One of the most important characters, and his death shook an entire universe. It is none other than Flash, Barry Allen. And coming from the right side, one who really needs no introduction if you know the series, one of the most pivotal villains of all time, someone who truly represents pure evil and chaos, is none other than Kid Buu, aka Majin Buu. Let us begin. Yo, this deathmatch, people like, what the hell? How did this one come to be? This one, I was trying to think of someone who could legitimately battle Flash, okay? Because a lot of people get bodied by his speed. That's the truth, okay? We ain't talking on some, you know, he getting dumbed down. I'm talking about legitimate deathmatch, all-out Flash. And none other than, I come up with none other than the Hacks Regeneration himself. No combo, we strong on pure Majin Buu here. Kid Buu himself. So we coming in here like always, like I always do. Three main categories, and under each category is a subcategory. If you've never seen my deathmatch, that's how it works down. Starting off first, as always, physical strength. Well, we have the attack category, excuse me. You have the defense category, and you have the strategy category. Under the strategy, people don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff, but it does matter. And under the attack category, as always, physical strength, combat speed, which is not the same as transit speed, ladies and gentlemen. Combat speed is what you fight at. For those who aren't aware, and if you didn't get my explanation throughout all these times, how fast you actually fight, not how fast you can move, how fast you actually fight. Okay, all your techniques and your destructive capacity / power. Now, from a physical strength standpoint, this one was very interesting because both are very close. And the fact is, Majin Buu, Kid Buu, he's more finesse. He packs a boatloads of power, but he does not fight strong. Like, he doesn't rely on physical strength. Ain't that he's a weakling, he just doesn't showcase much physical strength throughout his fights. Okay, he doesn't really need to. He subdues, he beats you up. Don't get it twisted. But you know, he doesn't so much rely on the physical strength, unless you want to talk about his striking power, which in of itself is devastating. So that's something to consider. Then we got Flash, another non-physical for the most part fighter. He relies on his speed, but because of the speed force, which can enhance his speed, he can go to superhuman strength because of the momentum and all that. So overall, I got to say, this one's tough. I gotta go with the Flash edging out Kid Buu because he can tap into super speed, which enhances his physical prowess, which is above average for a man of his age and his size. But that speed, man, that speed is devastating. Speed, Newton's second law of motion. Mass times acceleration equals force. And that acceleration is massive, so that'll give him the edge in the strength category. That's one for Flash, none so far from Kid Buu. Moving on to combat speed, and this one's obvious. Although Kid Buu can make up to near light speed, if not light speed, the Flash can hit far beyond that. He holds back because he'll mainly hold back to Mach 10 because beyond that he starts destroying the environment. But he can easily match Kid Buu blow for blow and supersede him. This is without question. Nothing knocking Kid Buu, but the Flash is just that much faster, and he can tap into the speed force. He can fight. He can break. And you would say, well, isn't this transit speed? No, he legitimately fights that fast. He can break the time barrier. He can break dimensional barriers. Break into speed force. He breaks speeds that are ridiculous, and he uses those speeds in his combat, unlike Superman. Okay, so that's a huge difference. So 2-0 to the Flash. Now to techniques. It's interesting because the Flash uses vibration so fast that he can phase through objects, solid objects. He has this what is called infinite mass punch, where he speeds so fast that he condenses the speed in one blow, and it's said to blast people away like a continent away. He can run over, he moves so fast that he can run over water. He can move so fast that he can fly, some type of flight controlled. He can tap into the speed force. Superhuman, you can add this super thought that he moves so fast, but the brain movement of his thought patterns are fractions of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a second. All that to be considered. When it comes to Kid Buu, like a lot of Dragon Ball characters, doesn't have that many moves. His move set, he produces massive ki and also condensed ki to destroy planets. He has a move to where he self-destructs. That's as simple of a definition I could give. More so his fighting style and his ki. He doesn't really have that many techniques. So when it comes to techniques, I would have to give it to the Flash. But when it comes to destructive capacity, this is quite simple. It obviously goes to Kid Buu. This dude can casually destroy planets, and it's said at one point that he could destroy a galaxy. And we don't know the full extent of his power. Now, and also we gotta recognize all the characters in the series, so a galaxy is not far-fetched for Kid Buu. Solar system is definitely not. Especially if Cell, who Kid Buu is exponentially more powerful. Cell could perfect Cell, and especially super perfect Cell, could destroy the solar system. So take that for what it's worth. When it comes to Flash, he doesn't rely too much on destruction, but how powerful, I couldn't find the exact limits. A city shouldn't be any trouble. He maybe, and this is a maybe. Oh, and another technique, Flash can produce tornadoes. So, city, no trouble. Country, nationwide, possibly, depending on, I think, on the size of the nation, he could possibly destroy that with his speed. But I can't say nowhere near a planet. It's hard because, he could run around, he can reverse the spin of a planet, but he possibly, if he does the right moves, could destroy a planet. But it's casual for Kid Buu, and I know the Flash is nowhere near Galaxy level. I know that for a fact, so I have to give it to Kid Buu. So far overall, the Flash has greater offensive prowess. Now coming into the defensive category, we once again have 4 subcategories: reaction time, durability, stamina, and agility. Under reaction time, this one is obvious, and it is Flash. Flash, as I mentioned, he thinks so quickly. I mean, he can move past the speed of sound, and it's looking like it's standing still. Like, he can move so fast in the way that it works, and especially if he taps into the speed force, he can see things at a ridiculous rate of speed. Like, his thought process, him reacting to people. Now, he can be hit, of course. Kid Buu is no slouch on the reaction time either. I mean, he's fought against Son Goku and Vegeta, who can move ridiculously fast, especially Son Goku. And I mean, he was not phased. He fought against Majin Buu. He was not phased. Yeah, they threw blows with him, but his reaction time was on point. I mean, he was outmaneuvering him. So, gotta give it to Flash, but Kid Buu can keep up fairly well. When it comes to durability, this is a tough one, but I would have to give it to Kid Buu. This dude takes blows. I mean, he's able to hold off planetary attacks. He's able to tank ridiculous amounts of power. When it comes to Flash, Flash can take hits, and it can be enhanced because of his super speed, but that only can negate so much. His body is not designed to take a bunch of blows like that. Okay, so I'd have to give it to Kid Buu easily for the very fact is he's durable enough to potentially survive planetary stuff. Now, who got the most? I was about to say regeneration, and that should be a key. Who got the most stamina? Is clearly once again Kid Buu on a number of fronts. Number one, this dude can blow himself up and reform. He can regenerate. He's been blown to smithereens and regenerated. He has one of the most hacks regenerations you come across in fiction, period. When it comes to, and we've never seen how long it takes before he's tired out. I don't think we've ever seen Majin Buu come close to tiring out in any form. When it comes to Flash, and if he taps into the Speed Force, he can have ridiculous amounts of stamina. But at the same time, him in his normal state, because his cells and everything move so rapidly, it depletes his metabolic rate depletes him so very rapidly. So that will come into effect at one point or another, even if he's tapping into the Speed Force. And again, Kid Buu, we've seen him seemingly inexhaustible. He doesn't get phased. He's not drained of ki like that, and he's got a hack's regenerative capability. So overall, I gotta give it to Kid Buu. 2-1 for Kid Buu. Now, when it comes to agility, this is tough, but I would edge more to Kid Buu because that's how his fighting style. Remember, I mentioned that he's very finesse. I mean, he was more agile than Son Goku. And I'll talk more about his freestyle fighting style, but I mean, he moves all over the place. His body stretches and does all these crazy. He'll move, sneak behind, hit it behind you. He can stretch here and there, conform his body to different ways. Flash is agile, but he relies more so on speed, and he can get disrupted if he's not concentrating. So I gotta give it to Kid Buu. 3-1 for Kid Buu, so he clearly wins the defensive category. So this makes it a very interesting match. Flash versus Kid Buu, offense versus defense. When it comes to strategy, okay, we got 3 categories: location, fighting style, and fighting IQ. Now, location, we know Kid Buu can survive in space. As far as we know, he has no issue breathing underwater. Flash is human. He's a meta-human, but he's still human. So I'm not sure how well he fares with breathing in space, but I know he'll need oxygen at some point. That's key. That's a key advantage for Kid Buu. Kid Buu can fight seemingly in any environment. Okay. When it comes to so that advantage would probably go to Kid Buu when it comes to location, because it's seemingly no environment affects him. When it comes to fighting styles, The Flash. How would you describe the Flash's fighting style? Hit and run. I mean, he can fight. He's not. It's not that he never got trained in fighting, but he doesn't have a specific fighting style. He fights based on speed. Really, speed is his. He's a hit. He's a hit and run speedster. I mean, he analyzes and he hits you with speed based attacks. I don't know if that's an exact fighting style. I'll just say speed. Speed is his fighting style. As weird as that seemingly is, if you know the character of the Flash, especially Barry Allen, speed is his fighting style. He'll make a tornado around you if he has to. Okay, he'll phase through you with speed. Like, he just bases his fighting style entirely off of his speed capabilities. And unlike Kal-El, who, Superman, who, just, you try to use his brute force or whatever, Flash intelligently uses his speed to his advantage. And nothing wrong with that. When it comes to Kid Buu, I've said, has the second best freestyle fighting style in anime and manga behind Monkey D. Luffy, Straw Hat Monkey D. Luffy. This dude will hit you with the head. Oh, and another technique I forgot about, he can absorb individuals, and at least Majin Buu could turn them, and this is Fat Buu, could turn them into edible objects. I'm not sure if Kid Buu is capable of that. He should be, but I'm not sure. But I know he can absorb. That's another thing to take into consideration in this fight. If it gets too dicey, he may just absorb the Flash. So that's something else to consider. But yeah, he has a crazy freestyle fighting style. Kid Buu does. He'll hit you from all angles. From head, he uses his head. He'll use any part of his body, and he'll use his key attacks just for the hell of it. He'll destroy a planet just for the hell of it. But he loves challenging himself. When he'll keep that in mind. When I say freestyle fighting, he will use any part of his body in any angle at any time. You gotta watch. You gotta be totally perceptive at all times, or he will land blows on you. Period. Completely unorthodox. Arguably he's more unorthodox than Monkey D. Luffy. When it comes to combat IQ, fighting IQ, the Flash has a fairly good to high fighting IQ. He understands his opponents, he analyzes, he uses his knowledge of science, and he breaks you down. And then he figures out ways to win by using his speed or by trickery or a number of other means. So you could argue to say he has relatively high fighting IQ, surprisingly as that is. And it makes sense against the variety of opponents that he does battle with. Strong and very intelligent, you name it, he throws down. When it comes to Kid Buu, people think he's mindless. That is not accurate. He just has the perspective of a child, but he's a natural born fighter. This is what he is. You don't have to. No one had to teach this dude to fight. He's a natural born fighting machine. Period. Point blank simple. As powerful as he is, he just innately knows how to throw down. Now, I won't say he's a fighting genius, but he has a very high, extremely high fighting IQ. Okay? He knows how to beat his opponent. He figures out his opponent's weaknesses and exploits and capitalizes on them. He throws hands very well. So overall, when I take all this into consideration, who wins? This is dicey because it could go a lot of different ways. You want to think Flash, but the analysis says Kid Buu. And here's why it's a conflict. Because the Flash, so much he could do. I mean, if it came down to it, he could leave Kid Buu in another dimension, on another time without killing him. But here's where it comes down to the nitty-gritty. The fighting styles, the fact that the Flash may run out of juice as far as stamina-wise, Durability wise, Kid Boo's a monster. Well, not so much on both sense. And Flash would take issues with a lot of hits. He can keep up with Flash for the most part when it comes to fighting. Kid Boo can just, his stamina is ridiculous. He can destroy. He's so damn destructive. He would eventually figure out ways to counteract Flash's analysis, and it would change it up, and it would be very difficult for Flash to figure out a way to defeat him. And since if he cannot defeat him quickly, then the Flash, either he'll run out of juice, or Kid Boo himself will figure out how to defeat the Flash. So overall, I'd have to give it to Kid Boo if Flash cannot figure out how to beat him quickly. If he cannot phase through, if he cannot break him down at a freaking atomic level. If you can't do that, then yeah, Kid Boo definitely pulls this one out. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts, because this one's tough. These are two great competitors, and either one could find a way potentially to kill the other. So it would be very interesting to see what the people have to say. Alright, y'all, have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.